Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here, and we're going back into another Alliance War. This is Alliance War Season 35, War number 2. We have the Miss-Tic Dispersion tactic on defense, that's the global. And to combat that, we have the offensive tactic, Defiance. And I'm not going to be using any Defiance champions on my team today. A little bit different team, but I still do have my boy Thing, which we have 3 fights, little preview here, and I get 2 fights with SorSupreme and 1 with Nimrod. And then I'm going to showcase our boss takedown, which was a Thing with Tigra. So we are up against Palo, La Casa de Palomos, and we have matched up with these guys in the past. We haven't matched them up in over, I think, a season or 2. And I think we have beat them the last several times that we have matched. So we're looking to repeat that. You can see here's their war map. If you're interested in any of their replacements, pause it, take a look. As far as the bands, they have Ghost, Torch, and Hercules band. And I'm going up path 2 again this war. I am up against this Killmonger on strike counter and power struggle, so I'm only going to get power, a bar of power when he gets a bar of power. So first I do put on the Icon's Ingenuity pre-fight. That's going to start me out in that purple phase that would get me the slow debuff, and the reason why is I'm going to heavy to start to switch, and that parry heavy is going to give him a lot of power, and then I'm just going to go in full combo into a special, and I'm in that fury phase so I get the armor break. So that's key. Keep off the reverb. I do have a regen boost on just to kind of offset some of the damage at the beginning that I might have taken. And then I can just pretty much block because I threw off a special in the armor phase to give me the regen on the block. And then again, we're going to throw another special. We don't get that one off in the fury. We get the slow off instead. But there we do get it off another special. So even if I don't line up her phases exactly the way that I want them with his power bar, it's fine. I'm generally going to have an armor break on, and then, you know, if I throw a special in the armor phase, I can get that regen on block, and this Killmonger is going to go down. It's not the quickest fight by any means, but it's very effective. Don't have to worry too much about the fury buildups because I can just keep spamming specials without a lot of negative as far as him getting too much power, because generally he's going to have armor breaks. So Killmonger goes down pretty easily, 66 to nothing, not too bad. And then we're going to move up. We have an iHulk. We've seen this fight numerous times. I think he's just mainly here because he has a lot of health, and the last part of the fight can be a little bit tricky, I guess, if you don't manage killing him off and he triggers his immortality. So again, strike counter fury on this fight as well. It's got brute force, power focus 1. It is kind of nice that it is power focus 1 because his special 1 is super easy to just get out of range of if he throws it. And, you know, we still have that combat regen boost active from the last fight. And we're going to just ignore strike counter on purpose, as usual, with Thing here because he's max sig. Therefore, once he gets to around 7 furies of those passive furies on iHulk, every time he hits me, parry, whatever, he hits so hard that it automatically triggers protection. So it's really hard to take a lot of damage in this fight. And yeah, just gotta be mindful of when we knock him out. Most likely immortality will trigger because Thing's not gonna kill him fast enough. Well, it's not even fast enough. He doesn't do any like damage over time that would lower the gamma that he builds up. So he's going to definitely be at 15 or more by the time we knock him out. And unless Assassins bypasses his immortality, we'll have to deal with that. So we're just doing full combos, parry, and if he throws a special, evade it. If he doesn't, just parry, just keep going. Doesn't matter how many furies he has, he really can't hurt us, which is one of the things I love about Thing. You know, if you make a mistake, you have you got a little backup invulnerability boost going on. So here, we're just going to keep pushing him to his special 1, and then when that immortality falls and regens, we're going to back off because we can't attack him. And we get the KO. Fairly simple, straightforward Thing fight as normal. And we move up. We don't take this mojo. Thing can take the mojo, but it's definitely not ideal, particularly with this tactic in play, because if you like Dex 1, you'll trigger Mystic Dispersion, degen, and you will trigger that miss that you have to wait out. But so I think we ended up taking that with a Cap Infinity War. Boom did a great job taking that out, as he's a Defiance champ. And then next up, we're moving up to 30 on path 1 in section 2. It's got Invigorate, Unblockable, Never Back Down, and Indomitable. So if you dash back twice in this fight, you will trigger a regen. And then if you trigger 10 of those, that's when Korg will become fully unblockable. Now I've taken this fight like 2 seasons ago, and I think I'm gonna mess up here shortly and take a combo. I think it's after this special. I just totally miss a simple parry. It wasn't like he shrugged anything off or whatnot, but we have Mystic boost on. We did a Power Start 1 boost, and basically we're just gonna try to keep alternating between throwing a special in the armor phase here and the fury phase. If we do that, we can trigger the regen on block, and we can just block everything. As long as we're not dexing and triggering his crowd excitement, where his specials could be fully unblockable, we'll be fine. And we do have to worry about the his rock stacks that would purify like stuns, but other than that, it's just a rotation between specials. It doesn't matter, special 1, special 2. I mean, obviously we would rather have special 2s because we have the Mystic boost on and we can get more power back, but we're constantly gaining power, and yeah, we just want to throw generally special 2s and just keep alternating to where we have that regen on block and getting some armor breaks that hopefully land when his rock stacks are off. Now this fight does go significantly slower than the one that I did like 2 seasons ago, but it's very safe, very simple. I mean, everybody can block. You don't have to do any. I mean, I can dex Korg special like without any problems, but if you do that, then he will eventually go fully unblockable. So, and that's obviously not ideal. So yeah, Sorcerer Supreme's a pretty solid counter. So even though I missed that parry towards the beginning, the regen on block and everything has been nice. I have been slowly regenning back up a lot of the health, but this is the last fight that I have Sorcerer Supreme for, so it's really not that big of a deal about any of the chip damage. And we do get the Korg down. So yeah, Sorcerer Supreme is a pretty solid option there. And then here, don't blink. This is my rank 4 Nimrod. I took him up to rank 4 in the off season. We're just going to put on one 12% tech boost. Power back boost won't mean anything, and it's simply because one special 2 is all you need. And so I'm moderately boosted, and I have the Power Start 1. Unfortunately, I had to reapply another one because that Sorcerer Supreme fight just took a little bit too long. But I'm just going to do parry heavy, and then there again, I just miss. I just miss a parry. It's fine. And then we just go straight into the special 2, and Sauron is dead. So, yeah, not the cleanest execution, but you get the drift. Basically, get to special 2, throw it, end the fight. And then here we have a Silver Surfer. He is a Miss-Tic Dispersion defender, so when we get a buff, we need to, when that expires, we need to watch out for that miss timer. 4 seconds, and then it goes down on cooldown for 20. I still have that Power Start 1 boost lingering from that Nimrod fight, and I think towards the beginning of this fight, I am going to do strike counter so that I don't get any of the suppressions on, just so I can throw a few specials. So there, I did make the mistake. I threw the special 2, and I wasn't thinking the Unblockable on the special 2 triggers the miss, and I hit into the miss, and then I get tagged by the special 1. But I think from here on out it's going to be fairly clean play. We throw the special 1, get the dex off. That global's still on cooldown, so we don't have to worry about that. Now he's got 2 Furies, 2 power gains. Again, I wasn't really paying attention. I hit into the miss twice, and you can see he gets those protections, like a 30% physical resistance protection. Because he has enough buffs, his L2 triggers the Unblockable, but that's okay. We throw the special 1. It basically eats up all that Unblockable buff timer. And yeah, we're just going to keep trying to push him to the special 2 when possible, just so that he doesn't get double buffs, and hopefully try to make it to where he does not throw a heavy or a special in that armor up phase, because Silver Surfer's armor up is very, very potent, and if you don't have a way to get around that physical resistance, he can make for a longer fight. So that didn't go terribly bad. We will have to use a potion, which no big deal, 1 potion. But this is my last fight. I took this fight last war. We got another Longshot on this combat Deja Vu Prowess, Puncture Prowess, Conflictor node. We have a white mags applied to this so that I can passively stun and not trigger Conflictor. So the only way I can trigger Conflictor is if I throw a special 1, special 2 with 20 or 15 or more rock stacks, because I can apply the weakness or the stun. So we are going to parry medium light, or parry light medium, get 4 hit combos off. That does that mix master so that you don't trigger the combat Deja Vu. And it's really, to be honest, not the biggest deal if you do trigger the Puncture Prowess, because Longshot specials can basically not really do much to thing. He's bleed immune, so the special 1 does nothing. He is immune to nullify, so if he throws a special 2 with Pure of Heart up, it doesn't matter. You won't get all those incinerates. You will get the first one, but the first one's really weak, and you can actually willpower heal from it. I put on a invuln boost for this fight just in case I do get special 3 and my protection or whatnot was on cooldown, because the special 3 will hurt and probably can kill. But we're trying to bait out this special 2. I think we're going to get backed up against the wall. I don't know what it is sometimes. When I've been fighting Longshot recently, he is, I don't know if it's something that I'm doing with the way that I attack or whatnot, but he will just go super passive. I'm like, come on, throw your special. Finally he throws it. And then see there, I missed the dex on the special 2, but you can see that incinerate's going for 30, but I'm healing for 130. So basically it's free willpower healing. Protection is on cooldown now because I did get protection triggered on that special 2. There he throws another special 2. I fully dex it, and I counter a little bit too late. But again, I think he's going to go super passive here towards the very end, and we're going to get cornered. I thought about just throwing the special here. It probably would have killed him. I was trying to get into Assassin's range, and we get cornered. We trigger the miss, or we didn't trigger the miss, but we got hit, and now we're going to trigger the miss from the Unstoppable falling off, which I hit him 3 times. We get tagged, push him to special 3, but he's got 3 of those protections up. Longshot does. You're gonna see this special does like nothing. It does like less than 4k damage. Without those, this definitely, I think, would have just killed him. So he's at special 3. I still have protection up because I have Puncture Prowess. This is going to hit pretty hard, but it's also going to trigger protection. And even though I have 0 rock stacks, it basically does, I get 20% reduced 20% damage reduction on that. So I have 65k health. It only did like 13k damage, and then we just tap him over at the end. So yeah, good showcase of Thing surviving some mess ups. But then last up, we're going to showcase the boss, and which is a Tigra versus Thing fight. So Demps, our alliance leader, who's awesome to play with and plan and do everything with. He's going with his Tigra. It's a rank 4. He's got an invuln boost on. I think he might get tagged somewhere in this fight, but basically counter his heavies, counter his specials with heavies, and then throw off those big juicy special 2s. Having the rupture up will prevent Thing from going unstoppable, unblockable with the rock stacks and whatnot. Yeah, right there, he got tagged. No big deal. And as long as you are not hitting Thing with 15 rock stacks without neutralize up, you can heavy or special, or not special, but just do a combo into him that will apply the neutralize and then prevent the unstoppable and unblockable. So as long as you can manage that, Tigra is a really solid counter. The rupture damage does a ton of damage, even though you have the class disadvantage. And yeah, Thing is just gonna go down fairly simply, and yeah, Demps does a great job at getting the solo. I think this is the first time that we've had him assigned to use Tiger against the Thing boss. We used to have a buddy in our Alliance 17. He had to take a break this season, so he usually did our Thing boss when we would assign Tiger for it. So, but yeah, first time in, and Demps does a solid job. Takes a little over 2 minutes, and Thing goes down. We get the solo. And our battle group did very well again this war. We only died once. We got 2 kills on the other side. So we won both the time and the attack bonus. And as far as the war goes, we did win. So we played fairly well. 6 deaths total, which is pretty awesome. And Palo, they didn't do so well in the other battle groups. Died 21 times total. We did come out with a victory, which is nice. So now we are 1-1 on the season. And as far as my stats go for the war, another 6 fights, 6 kills, no deaths. And then 12 fights, 12 kills, no deaths, as far as the totals on the season. So we won this war. We have a 1-1 record. Don't know the rankings yet because that doesn't come out until after War 3. But yeah, good job to Palo. Hope to see them again soon. And then here is the stats for, not the stats, the items that I use in the war. Basically 2 sets of boosts for my fights. And then I used a 2 power start ones. It was only supposed to be 1. SorSupreme fight went just a little bit too long. Used a regen boost and an invuln boost, 1 potion, a couple of class boosts. Overall so far, fairly minimal items used. I don't, you know, we do spread out our war plan fairly evenly amongst the number of fights, and you know, I think it's working pretty well. And then here's who I've used and who I beat. So we added 3 fights to Thing. He's up to 6. 1 fight for Nimrod and 2 fights for SorSupreme. And now we've encountered both Surfer and Longshot twice. And then all those other guys. So we're going to keep building this up and see who we beat down through this season, season 35. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully saw something that was somewhat interesting. I got a different team for this next war coming up without Thing on the team. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.